This week's quote was suggested by a friend of mine. The quote is 3 short words: ready, fire, aim. Now, we're used to hearing ready, aim, fire. And sometimes I hear ready, fire, aim in relation to suggesting that you should have planned something better. But I think it has its merits as well. Before I tell you that, it was inspired by a friend of mine suggested it based on last week's quote, which, if you don't remember or if you didn't see it, was from Seth Godin. And that quote said, "Do the work, become the artist. Instead of planning, simply become. Acting as if is how we acquire identity." So I was inspired by that because so many times we plan and plan and plan, but what we really need to do is make some plan and try it out, like fire, get ready, fire, and then we re-aim, because we see it. As soon as we start taking action, we start seeing things are different. And I also suggest to you that that's how a lot of the world works. If you think about the Wright Brothers, Wilbur and Orville, Wilbur and Orville didn't just build a plane and fly it. They started off with researching how other people had done it, and then they worked with some kites. And then it was like 1900 when they first built a plane, and it was 1903, late 1903, when they finally were able to take off. So there was a lot of ready, fire, aim going on in there. The same is true of Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison created the light bulb, invented it, but he also, I've heard apocryphal tales that he failed 10,000 times. Now, he himself said he looked at 6,000 different filaments to put in his light bulb. And so there was a lot of ready, fire, aim, ready, fire, re-aim going on with Thomas Edison. In fact, he said he said that genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration, which is really what it's all about. And so when we just say we're going to prepare our plan, aim in a direction, and then just take it off, fire, that doesn't work. We usually have to plan for revisions and such. You know, there are no overnight successes. Most of those overnight successes worked hard and long for a long time before they became that overnight success. And so that's what that quote means to me. Ready, fire, aim. Again and again and again. And it happens that I actually have some news related to that whole quote and personally what I'm doing with these videos and other things. And I chose this quote before I knew that I was going to make this change, but it's I don't know, maybe it was destiny that told me to choose the quote in the first place. I have long been a cook, like most of my life, and in 2013, I think it was, I started planning a cookbook that I called Veggies 101. And for whatever reasons, I have some reasons. I know some things about why it didn't take off. But I have always kept feeling this pull to go back to that because I love cooking, and I love to share. Most of the time when I'm standing in the kitchen and preparing a meal, I'm actually thinking of what I would tell you, the audience, if you were watching me prepare it. I'd talk about what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, what ingredients are going into it, and sometimes why that ingredient is important, because they all are, really. So that's my plan. It's a cookbook. It's more than a cookbook, though. It's a place for people to learn the power of vegetables in our life. I grew up with frozen vegetables for the most part, and never really learned to cook anything else, and I hated frozen vegetables. They just are blah. But if you learn to cook fresh vegetables, it's an amazing experience. So that's where I'm going from now on. And I will have more information and more videos in the coming weeks. I'm really super excited about it too. So if you have a favorite vegetable, I'd love to hear about it. So just tell me in the comments to this video. Have a nice day.